Welcome back to a brand new video, guys. My name is Patrick, aka Chief Pat, and today we're going to be hopping into some more spicy Clash Royale action where we're going to be using this giant graveyard deck, which honestly is one of the stranger decks that you'll see in the entire ladder. I've been seeing this deck on TV Royale, I've been seeing it used inside of the top 200 frequently, and giant graveyard is one of the most simple combinations inside of the entire game. Now, usually giant is a little bit too expensive of a tank to use inside of a graveyard deck, but with bats, skeleton army, goblin gang, and spear goblins, it's one of the cheapest decks that you can throw together with giant graveyard. Arrow zap to try to finish it off right here, and let's go and see if we can steal some dubs. This deck is super interesting. There's a lot of spam elements in this deck. You don't always even have to play your graveyard. You can just use giant spam and try to take your opponent out, but starting off against Zen right here, we're going to be playing on the ladder, and let's see if we can actually replicate a little bit of success. All right, zap has already been taken out, so I'm going to opt to use our Spear Goblins. Zap doesn't really give me too much revelation into what our opponent's playing. Looks like he does have his Hog Rider, which is interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and let that run on through. Skeleton Army going to take that out with 0 hits. And Zap is obviously going to be a super high priority for us to try to bait out of his deck. Now, he's going to play his Knights. So Knights coming out. I'm sort of worried. What side is this Knight actually going to? It looks like it's going to be going to this side right here. I'm going to go ahead and play our Giant to soak up that Knight. What in the world? Goblin Gang has to come out then. Spear Goblins have to come out too. You know, the Zap probably wants to come out. I have Skeleton Army in case he does it. There goes that, which means the Skeleton Army is coming out. And even at 5,000 trophies, we have people playing Elite Barbarians. Safe to say it's an interesting time in Clash Royale. Now still, we've got our skeletons plus our giant rolling down the lane. He has to play his arrows, which means guess what? Our bats can fly on through. He doesn't have zap. He doesn't have arrows in rotation. That is a very dead tower. And honestly, those bats were even a little bit of overkill. I wanted to take that tower out. And he's even going to give me a knight for my troubles right there. So beautifully done for tower number 1. And we haven't even played our graveyard. Elite Barbarians. Wow. You normally don't see a whole lot of Elite Barbarians above 5,000 trophies, but I guess today is our lucky day. I'm going to let that run in. I'm actually going to go ahead and use our graveyard right now. I'm going to follow up with our giant as well, just at the nick of time to make sure that we get those skeletons nice and tanked for. Eventually, our giant's going to die. He's going to opt to use his zap right there. So the Inferno Tower, going to try to lock onto some skeletons, but that's over 3,000 damage onto his tower. He doesn't have zap and cycle. He might have arrows, but that's basically about it. All right, well, let's go and play our Skeleton Army again. If he plays his arrows, guys, all we have to do is play our Goblin Gang immediately afterwards. I'm ready for every trick he has inside of his book. That's only 1 Hog Rider hit, I think, after all of that for him. Looks like those Spear Goblins are going to run forward for us as well, and this game's looking like a pretty fat GG. Knight's going to come out, but my bats will clean that up, and I don't really know what this guy's going to end up doing. I'm even going to arrow this down right here to make sure we don't take really any damage. All right, well, easy enough. Let's continue with what we've got going. Skeleton Army, going to go ahead and play our Spear Goblins. Arrows coming out again, not in time though, which means I'm going to go ahead and play my Giant in the very center. He's going to play his Elite Barbarian, so I'm going to play my bats as well. How much spam can this guy deal with? And I don't think it's going to be enough. The Giant's going to break through. The Spear Goblins, the bats, way too much coming for his tower right now, guys. And that should be GG. Well played. I'm going to split up our Skeleton Army. Let's see if we can make this one more legendary push to finish off this game. Graveyard going down up top. Giant going to go down as well. He's even going to cycle a Fireball. He has triple spell, but my troops are just so inexpensive that there's not really much he can do. Hog Rider's going to go down. Skeleton's going down. That should be a 3 crown in the very end. GG. Wow. Giant Graveyard. GG. Giant Graveyard. GG. I am a GG genius for playing this deck right now. All right, enough with the cringe. Let's go and keep going. 5,071 trophies. Carlos from Delta Stars is next one up. Now, this deck obviously is going to struggle against poison and certain other combinations. There's going to be no way for us to defend against a Hog Rider if he has poison. Yeah, it's going to get a little bit ugly, but hey, we're going to take what we can get right now, and that's a very unfortunate start for us since we don't have a Giant. He's going to go ahead and use his Ice Spirit, so we'll just use our Skeleton Army. Then we'll go ahead and use our Giants, and maybe we can get something done. Now, Fire Spirit's running down the lane. I'm going to opt to zap those, actually. He already played his Ice Spirit. He's already played so much right now. I'm going to try to break through with our gang. Promote a little bit of gang violence, but I don't think that's going to work the best for us. He still has his minions coming out, too. I have to arrow this down. Oh, that is not how you want to punish a pump, guys. That is not how you want to punish a pump. Spear Goblins have to come out, too. This is going to get ugly. So he has Log, Fire Spirits. Oh, those Fire Spirits are going to be devastating. This is going to really stink to get these Fire Spirits. All right, well, he's probably going to play Yet another pump right now, guys, which means he did play it in the very top, so we can go for our graveyard up there as well. If he plays something to defend, Fire Spirits I don't care about. Honestly, that's a fine trade for us. That's 2 elixir down the drain. Plus, we can zap this and hit that minion horde. That's beautiful. I can cycle back if he wants to do anything crazy and try to protect these minions, but I think he's going to let those die right there. Nope, he's going to play his miner, actually. And wow, that was a very expensive investment right there. And honestly, it's not going to work all too well for him. Okay, the game's evened up right now. So we weren't able to deal with the elixir collector in the very center, but as you guys can see, we were much more easily able to deal with that elixir collector on the other side. Miner, he's got musketeers. He probably is rocking, or no, miner, minion horde. He's probably rocking 3 musketeers. And we're just going to go ahead and calm on down. Play our spear goblins. We really want him to play another elixir pump. Yes, he's going to do it. Let's go and go in right now. Giant's going in right now. I'm going to go ahead and play our graveyard as well. He hasn't cycled back all the way to what he needs, which is his minion horde, guys. That means this giant graveyard is going to decimate this tower. He drops a wow because he knows he made a big mistake. And this game's in the palm of our hands. The only thing we can't do is be really, really dumb and just lose it. But we'll probably do that too. All right, I'm going to go and arrow zap those musketeers. His log just went down. That's crucial that he played that log right there. I'm going to go ahead and play our spear goblins. If he's smart, he's going to play fire spirits. He's going to opt to play all of this instead, which means we can go ahead and just drop the fattest arrows you've ever seen in your life. Wow. That's what I'm talking about for a pair of arrows. I'm going to let this miner just go ahead and do its thing. This is just going to be so much damage. The ice spirit's going to go in. He is in a boatload of trouble. Bat's coming down at the very end. I don't really know what else he's going to do. All right, well, let's just start spamming our spear goblins. I'm going to zap these musketeers. I feel like it's a play that I have to make, as unfortunate as it looks. All of this still going down. He's probably going to follow up with his log momentarily. There it goes. I'm going to go ahead and play our arrows right here. Skeleton army coming around to surround these musketeers, and this guy is not playing this right. He has to play his fire spirits alongside those 3 musketeers, same lane. GG, well played. Can you say giant graveyard with a big GG? That was nice. We played that one honestly perfectly. I think that matchup, he should win 1,000,000,000 times out of 1,000,000,000. You play 3 musketeers, we lose. That's basically how it goes. But he made a lot of mistakes. He gave us a nice value on his elixir pumps. He played that elixir pump. He never needed to play an elixir pump inside of this matchup. He needed to play 3 musketeers over and over and over again until we cried, and that was GG. 3 musketeers counters graveyards in a lot of scenarios, and that was definitely one of them, but we're gonna go ahead and steal that dub. All right, let's go and get into one more match right now against Dalbu. Graveyard Giant is just working for us right now. I'm liking this. I'm liking the Skarmy too. The Skarmy's been getting some insane value in these last 2 games. Here we go with an elixir collector right here. I'm gonna go ahead and play our Giants. I'm gonna follow up with our bats shortly afterwards, then play our graveyard. Maybe he's going to do something. Maybe he's just going to let this tower die. He's going to play skeletons. He's going to play his minion horde eventually, but we're going to get some nice value on that minion horde, guys, because that's going to go ahead and kill everything he's got. Plus, the tower is going to go down to 0. GG to that tower. But this game is definitely still not over. He's got some opportunities inside of this. He has a really fast cycle. Skeletons, Ice Spirit. He's got an elixir collector. Make that 2 elixir collectors. So we really have to find a way to get this done, and I don't really know if I want to play offensively right here. I'm actually going to play my spear goblins to do some work against this collector. Pretty easy right there. I just need to cycle a card, and that was my best opportunity to do so. I can also cycle the zap if we want to get that done. And he's actually going to give us the opportunity right here. We can zap this musketeer as well as that elixir collector. I'm going to go ahead and wait in this opposite lane, and at the right possible moment, guys, skeleton army on top of everything. You hate to see it, but you love to see it. That's going to go ahead and kill all of those musketeers right there. I'm going to go ahead and follow up with our bats as well. The piglets are destroying that right-hand side, but still, we're sitting pretty. That miner is going to do absolutely nothing. That was a total waste of a miner, guys, and we're going to be sitting so well. I like where we stand. Well, let's not get too confident. Let's get ready, and maybe he's going to play another collector. Please play another collector. Play it right now. Oh, he played it. There goes the giant. We have to get our arrows back in cycle. Arrows for these musketeers. He's going to play a log, the saddest log I've seen in my entire life. That's what I like to see inside of Clash Royale. Wow, this has been a performance. Now, this one isn't over. Okay, we killed the elixir collector. It's basically over. This one has been ridiculous. Giant graveyard being put on the map right now inside of 3 straight battles where we should get 3 straight wins. I know I'm not supposed to count my eggs before they hatch, but I'm going to go ahead and do so. I'm going to throw a goblin gang down to the back. Starting to split up everything that we have. Bats going down right here. What does he have to deal with? Our skeleton army, where it's going to come out again. It's going to be a minion horde, actually. We can arrow that down for some easy value, though. All right, well, let's see how we want to get this one done. I have to go ahead and zap down this lane. I have to play this over here. I have to play this over here. I'm going to let this all run on through. Skeleton army again. Should be enough to kill this musketeer. We're going to take a little more damage than what we wanted, but we do have two sides to deal with right now. And since that did all go down, guys, let's just go ahead and play our giant in the very center. The no respect giant. He might play his 3 muskies if he's smart. He does. But with only 24 seconds left on the clock, does he really have enough time to try to get this done right now? I don't think so. The giant's going to run forward. 15 seconds left. Tick, 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 tick. The clock is ticking. I'm even going to sacrifice the right-hand lane, guys. We're not even going to worry about the right-hand lane. Let's just go ahead and arrows all of this. Let's kill these piggies as fast as possible. Right-hand lane will go down to 0, but guys, that will definitely not be enough. GG, well played. 3 straight wins using Giant Graveyard, showing off why it's a fun and viable deck right now inside of Clash Royale. We played 3 muskies. We played, actually, what decks did we end up playing right now? 3 muskies, plus Elite Barbarians. That was quite a deck right there, guys. Check out this deck if you haven't already for some fun Giant Graveyard madness. Super good deck if you want to pick up some wins and have a good time doing it. And the cycle is just crazy. You don't always need your Giant Graveyard. You guys saw me go in with giant minions, or sorry, giant bats, giant spear goblins. Any sort of giant push with a very small troop backing it can be deadly in the right hands. And that's what happened in this episode today. That's going to do it for this video today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, smack that subscribe button and show me some love in the comment section below. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace out.